Let me start the session. Okay. Okay. I'll just do a recap of what we saw last week. Okay, and then I will jump on. Okay. I'm not going to go do any recap on like the finders and locators. Okay. I'm just going to do on XPath because we were looking at we started with the XPaths, how to use XPaths to locate the elements, and then I will just go through the whatever we saw last week, and then we will finish XPath. Okay, what are the other types are available in the XPath? And I'm just going to say one more thing. Okay, regarding XPath, right? XPath is very vast topic, so I'm just going to give you all the things whatever I have used and what are most commonly used in our automation, UI automation. Okay, because it's not worth going into deep into XPath because none of us are going to use it for development purpose. So, and even the developers, like, they don't go into that much deep into XPath. Okay, so I'm just going to cover all the topics which is required for us to do the UI automation, so that you don't get confused. Okay, so that you don't get too much information. Okay.
But Bala, most of the times they say it's better to use XPath than other locators like ID, name.
Yes, true. Actually, the reason is like, no, one of the main reason is, right, the IDs and then the text, and that happens actually. If it is a well-formed website, means like, no, the IDs and whatever the class name or the class name or the tag name, whatever it might be, like, na, it might change. Say for example, take any website. Okay, the website whatever we are seeing. Say for example, this website is there. Okay, so what are the home page, whatever you can see in the top, right? It is called home page. But if you go inside this home page, right? Look at this element. Come on. Okay, so this home page has got href, and then there is a link, and then say for example there is no ID here. Okay, there is ID and everything. It's like, no, this reference. Say for example they change the website name tomorrow. Okay, and then this href might completely change. If you have used that href to locate the element, right, you have to re-update it. But this home page word, right, that will never change. Possibly that they don't usually change. Okay, so because of that reason, right, it is better to use XPath to locate. I mean, you can use the static finders to find the home page, but it is better to use XPath. The reason is like, no, if the background stuff changes, means like, no, you don't need to update your your code or so frequently. I mean, let's face it, if they change the homepage, you have to update your XPath also. But the reason is like, no, in this one, the ID, the class name, everything, right? They may use a different class name tomorrow. They may change ID. They may add a new one. Because of that, they may change ID and everything. So that you have to come and again you have to update your locators, because if you have used ID. But if you have used an XPath, means like, no, if you've used an XPath or something, XPath to do something which is not going, you have to choose which is not going to change. Most commonly, which is not going to change. Whichever, what is not going to change is like, no, whatever is displayed to the user, right, that is the only thing which will which very likely to change. The reason why I'm saying is like, no, because say for example, load text to the page, for example this one, like, no, the button name or the ID for this button, everything might change, but this text content, right, like, no, that is least likely to change. So it is always better to use the text that is displayed to the user, okay, rather than using the ID or anything like that. The reason why they do it is like, because in a developing website, when they are in the middle of the development, right, if you're testing a website, which is in the middle of the development, right, the IDs and everything is most likely to change in the next release or else in the update. So that it's better to use like that. But if you are given a website which is already a well developed website, then you can go out with using the IDs or everything. Okay, the reason is because it is least likely to change. The IDs, the name, the class name, whatever it is. Okay, it's least likely to change. And one more thing is like, with the XPath, right, that is true. Okay, with the XPath it is a bit slower than all the other locators. The reason why it is slow in the XPath is like, now, because XPath is a search. Okay, ID for all the other things, like, now, if you say, okay, find me an element with an ID, means like, now, all it has to do is like, now, get the IDs and then just go. It knows where to go right to it. Okay, but it's XPath, right? It goes by element by element. Okay, last week we saw a couple of XPaths, right? Let me open it. Okay, so you have the, if this is the XPath, what you're looking for is like, now first it has to find this element, second from that element it has to find this element, from the second element that it has to find this element. Okay, so there is three searches it has to do. But if you do just by ID, right, you usually give only one element directly, what element you want. Okay, so that is only one search. That is the reason why XPath is a bit slow. But again, like I explained in the last week's session, is, because nowadays machines are so fast and everything, like the amount of time you save, right, it is very negligible. So you can go out with XPath. There are some rare occasions where where it will show you, because I worked in a project where it's like, no, the main reason, the main thing is like, no, if you, it's how the website, how the thing works, like, no, it has to display all the MP3 files available for that one. There might be like thousands and thousands of MP3 files will be there, and then I have to do the, I have to show the, check the link for everything. Okay, in that circumstance, right, like, no, it is better to use that ID for that, looking the MP3 files alone, because if I do XPath in that circumstance means like, no, it kind of goes exponentially. So in most of the circumstances it's better to use XPath itself. You have to pick and choose. Okay, you will see the difference. You will see, because when you will see the difference is like, now if you write like more than 1,000 test cases, right, and you want to reduce the time little time means like, no, you can think of some of the test cases where you can avoid using the XPath. In the 1,000 test cases you can pick 100 test cases where you can write it without using the XPath. In those cases, right, you can go ahead and change it. But that is those kind of things, like, now it's all advanced topic. Okay, you don't need to worry about it at this moment. That is the reason why pretty much everyone uses XPath to do the locators. Okay, because it doesn't change, and then it is easy once you get hold of how the XPath works, right, like, no, that is the best way to use it. Okay, let's start with this one. Okay, so as I told you guys last week, like, no, slash is nothing but just an absolute path. When I say the absolute, all purpose, I'm saying, like, no, assume that XPath is like our normal Windows file path itself, like C colon slash blah. I mean, C colon slash program files, whatever the file you are locating for, whatever, how you do the path in the norm, because it's Mac, right? If I do PWD, right? So the location where I'm is, like, slash users, that is the root folder, and then slash is the root, and then after that users, and then there is a folder called as bala. Okay, that is a folder I'm in at the moment. The XPath also goes like that itself. The slash represents the root element. Where is it? Yeah. It's not working. One second. Yeah, sorry. So slash is a root. Slash represents a root element. Okay, it means that, like, now you have to start from the topmost element. What is the topmost element? You can see that is the HTML. Okay, everything is under HTML. So you have to start from HTML. If you type slash means, okay, so that's what it is. If you type slash head means, like, no, it won't work actually, because the reason we see nothing is getting selected, because under the root, right, only HTML is the only thing at the top level available. Head is a child class. Okay, sorry, not a child class. Head is a child element. Okay, HTML is the only root element is available here. Okay, so you have to start from HTML. And the same thing, as I told you guys, what slash slash means, like, no, slash slash is a relative path. If you do slash slash means, like, no, you can go to any element you want. Okay, you can type head, it will get selected. If you type div, it will get selected. So if there are multiple divs means first div will get selected. It's pretty simple how it works. So if you type slash div means, like, it come from the start, it will do the HTML. Okay, this is not the tag name is not div, so it will go to the next element, head, title, link, head, body, div, like that. It will keep on going on. Wherever it finds the first div with the tag name div, it will select the element. Okay, it's as simple as that. So you can mix and match also. You can do slash HTML. Okay, if you want to say for example, if you want to say under, I'm not sure where the how the body starts. Okay, so you can do slash slash body. When I say where the slash, I don't know about the parent classes, parent elements of the body means, like, no, so you can start with slash slash, but I want div element immediately after body. I don't want div or something like that. So you can do a slash here, so it will select the div. Okay, so say for example, it will come with yeah. So for example, you want to select this input. Okay, you can do slash slash input. It will select this. But if you want to select the second one, means you can just do this. It doesn't select it. Okay, so yeah. So if you want to force a rule saying that I want immediately after the parent, means like no. So how you do it is slash slash body. You can select the P. Okay, so P will select this one. Okay, so after that input. Okay, like this you can do. Okay, so what this means, like no, it can be body can be anything anywhere. So I will just decode it here. Okay, okay, what this means is like no, if it is like this means, okay, you can have parent 1, like parent 2, and it keep on going anywhere it can be. It after that the body can come. In between body and P, like now you can have any number of elements you want. Okay, I'll just write parent 3, parent 4, dot 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 dot. Any number of elements can come. After that, if a P comes, then immediately after the P, right, it has to be input. That's why the single slash means. Okay, that's what the difference between the double slash and single slash. So what it means is like no. So double slash means you can start the element from anywhere. Okay, so the element can be anywhere in the HTML page. Okay, so it will search for a body element, and it will, once it finds the body element, it will pin it there. Okay, after that body, right, it will start looking for P. It doesn't matter, it will go deeper and deeper, but only condition is it should be the child of body. What it means is like no, it won't look inside the head. Okay, so it should be the child of body. Okay, so once it's inside the child of the body, right, it will look for the element called as P. Okay, so div, it will start searching, and then it will find it here. Okay, so it will find it here, P. Okay, that is the first element match. And what is the next rule is after P there should be element called as input. Okay, after P, first this P will hit first. Okay, so is there an element called input after P? No, there is an element. Okay, it's just an element. So it will this one match, and next P is available here. Okay, there is an element called input after P, so it will be a hit. So that will be the first, that will be the element which will get selected for us. Okay, so it's as simple as that one. Okay, so that is the difference between slash and double slash. As I told you guys last week itself, just play around with this one. Okay, so that you get a better understanding what is slash and double slash means. And then there is another two things we saw: dot and double dot. Dot and double dot is pretty simple. Okay, it's just as in the Windows or in the Linux or whatever it is, like no, dot represent the current folder. If you do this, right, even in Windows machine, right, if you do, I think in Windows it's called dir. In Macs it's called it will display all the folders for you. So there will be always hidden folders called dot and double dot. So you remember, if you do in Windows, you will do cd double dot means it will go to the previous folder. You know what this double dot means, like it's representing the previous folder. And if you do cd dot, right, it is representing the current folder. It will always stay in the current folder itself. The exact same thing in the XPath itself. So dot represents the current folder, and the dot represents the current element, and the double dot represents the previous element. So what it means is like no, where is it? Okay, so I'm here, and if I do slash double dot means like no, slash. We do double dot means see P gets selected. So it will select this input, and then it will. I'm saying that go to the previous element. I can do one more double dot. It will go to the div element. Okay. And then if I can do one more double dot, it will go to the body, and then if I go one more HTML, there is no double dot here. Okay, it is an error. Okay, because I've already reached the top of the parent. Okay, so that's what double dot means. Okay, it may look like where you may not understand now where you will use it. Just understand what is. Just keep it in your, or as I told you guys in the previous session, like, in a corner of your mind, that you should just know that there is something like this exists. Because even if you practice so many times, like no, why I'm asking you to practice is like no, if once you practice, right, it will get registered in your mind that there is an option like this. once it gets registered, right, once you start programming, once you start doing the automation, right, at some point of time, like now, if a requirement comes like this, how do you handle it? Like now, immediately your brain will say that okay, yeah, there is an option like that. But at the time, you may not remember what is exactly that option. You may need to Google it. That's absolutely fine because yeah, let's face it, everyone is not. I mean, you can't remember all the things whatever is available. Okay, so all you need, all this session, all these classes, all these tutorials will help you to just in your back of your mind that you should know that how the process works. That's all. That's all need to be. Exactly, exactly the syntax and everything. Like now, you don't need to remember. I mean, if you remember, that's fine. It's well and good. But if you don't remember, that's absolutely fine. You can just Google it and use it. Okay, so I can't tell you now why you need this, but this double dot honor will help you a lot actually. And believe me, if you once you start to handle the tables, right, the TD and TR, once you start automation, you will come across the table because there is a lot of websites which is based on the table concept. So at the time, like no, this double dot will really help actually. I know that. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Let's see what else we saw. I think that's all we saw. There is a square bracket we saw that is to for the do we can do selection criteria in that one. We are going to go dig deeper into that selection criteria today. Okay, let's go ahead with that one. Okay, let's see. I'm just going to write what are the things we're going to see today. Okay, one is called select attributes, and then just do this, and then what contains we need to see. Before that we do text. Okay, and then contains, and then starts with, then and or operations. Okay, and then last. Yeah. So that's all the different functionalities of expert we are going to see, and then if we have time we will see something called a select as well. Okay, that's not expand, but it's an element type of an element. This is right, drop down, right? That's what the select means. Okay, just try. Okay, let's go. So what is it? Select attribute. Okay. I should copy it everything. Do it again. Okay. Now let's select this element. Okay, let's find this element itself. Not select element. Okay, that's not. It's a bad choice. Okay, let's do this div on the left. I saw that this text is on the page. So this element. Okay, so let's select this is a label, and this is a label. Okay, it's not a clickable element or anything like that. Let's select that element first using the normal. What else it has got an ID. Okay, we will select it using the ID, and then we will transform that into an XPath. How we will do it. Okay, and basically, as I told you, it is in the starting session, right? What are the two things that are available in an external element? Only two things are possible. What are the two elements? Two elements are, one is a tag name, another is attribute. Attribute is not a mandatory element, but tag name is a mandatory element, mandatory thing. Okay, so what is a tag name? This starting after the less than symbol, right? That is what the tag name is called as. And then each and everything, right, you see this ID, class, everything is called as attributes. Okay, so those are the only two things available in an XML element. Okay, so let's go with this one. Basically this ID, this class name, and then the name, whatever you do this, right, when you type by dot, right, apart from this XPath and tag, right, ID, class name, name, CSS selector, class name, everything is an attribute. Okay, so let's go to find by ID itself. ID, what was ID was div on the left, div on the left. Okay, and let's print out what is element, what is the content of that one. When I say get text means like no, so again, I typed it there last time. Yeah, that was in separate page. Okay, as I told you guys in the last session itself, no, whenever you use get text method, right, in the element, what it means is like no, whatever is displayed to the user, okay, whatever is displayed on the website. Okay, so for this element, particular element, what is displayed to the user, it's the asset that this text on the page. Okay, you can hide this element also. So get text means whatever is going to be possibly displayed to the user. Okay, so okay, I just need to run this one. So we would obviously get assert that this text on the page. Okay, that is the value, that is the content what's going to be printed. Okay, so that's what's get printed. Now you can do this by let's convert this into an XPath. Okay, as I told you, ID is an attribute, right? Okay, now same thing, just copy it. I'll first do it and then I will explain to you how it is done. Okay, element was called as div, right? Yeah. Let me confirm this. Okay, so the second item also it's printed the same thing. Okay. Now apart from this, right, I assume everyone understood till there what // div means. Search for the element called div everywhere. Search for the element called div in the HTML page. Under the once you find a div, okay. Once you find the div, right, inside the div there is another selection criteria should be applied, and this is selection criteria. Okay, you can't just select the first div. Okay, select all the divs and apply this criteria for all the divs, and then if you get a multiple matches, right, get me the first element. Okay, that's what this means. Okay, so it will search for the div. Once it finds a div, right, if how we are doing it is like no, if you put at means like no, that represent attribute, at means attribute in XPath. Okay, so under the div, I want an attribute called as an ID, and then ID, and that attribute should have this value. This is what the value should be. Okay, because you have okay, just write it down so that it is visible. Okay, next part, it represents the attribute. Okay, okay, so the in XPath at represents the attribute. Okay, and how you want because where you can use the at is under the selection criteria, under the square bracket. Okay, so if you do this means like what it means is like I want an element called find me an element called as div in the web page, and under that element, under that XML element, there should be an attribute called as ID. Okay, and that attribute should have a value called as 1. Okay, so that's what it means here also. Okay, find me an element called as div in the web page. It can start from anywhere. I don't care about the path because I've given relative path // okay, And once you find the development should have an attribute called as an ID, okay, and then that ID should have a value called as div on the left, okay. So let's do some modification to that one, okay. If I change it to anything also, what else is there? Load Ajax, okay. Load Ajax. Okay, so if you look at the content of the page, load Ajax. See, if you click this load this page, it Ajax. So that's what got displayed for us. Okay. So that's what. So once you start using XPath, right, you can do all your requirements using XPath itself. You don't need to go to, because ID has a restriction. Only ID can be used. Anything like that. For the XPath, right, every element, all the type of element, whatever, however crap it might be, however weird or however complicated it might be, it can be represented XPath. And then if it is a DOM element or any those kind of complicated elements, everything can be resolved using the XPath itself. Okay. Say for example, there's an ID. Okay. Now let's find an element with the same ID. Is there an element now? Let's look for any kind of weird options, because the okay. Now in this website, let's go to this website, because this is a real-time website. Okay, this will have this lot of this complicated weird things, because you see this right here, there is no such thing called as ID. Okay, so this is how the most of the websites will be. Okay. Now, it's not even displayed. That's why it's not coming out actually. Okay. Okay. Say for example, we want to display this. We want to select this element. Okay. Let's go a bit deep. Okay. Let's say if you want to select this element itself. Okay. Terms of service. Is this website displayed in? Okay. Let's do it in other way around. Content. Okay, so we want to select this element called as ultimate package. That is basically a label. Okay, so how do you do it? Is like, no, let's go ahead and first see what's on that. Here itself we can evaluate the expanse. Okay. Okay. So let's do first slash. Okay. Okay, it has selected the first div element for us. Okay, but what is the element we want? Is this one? Okay. Under the div, there is an attribute called as a panel handling. Okay, panel heading. Let's go ahead and select the attribute. Okay, attribute as class equal to panel heading. Okay. Again, the problem now is like, now see, there is multiple elements, 1 2 3 4. Okay, now that's what let's put that. Okay, let's put this into our thing and see how this gets worked out. Let me change the code a little bit. Okay, I'm just going to remove this one. First. Oh, sorry. Okay. Let's run this one. Let's see what. Okay, so this is what we wanted. Okay, ultimate packet. So how you go ahead and do it is like, no, so in the real time, uh, yeah, see this one. Okay, ultimate packet. So that is how you choose an element. Okay, that is how even if it's a complicated means like, no, because the one which I've been showing to you guys, like, no, that's really developed for the educational purpose, this website. Okay, because it's everything is neat and clean. Okay, but all these websites today is like, no, these are all dynamically generated by the tools which you will never use ID or anything, because a class name, it means for the CSS purpose, for the, when I say CSS, it's for the formatting purpose. But apart from that, right, there won't be anything available in available for you guys. And then it's the same thing, the class also, like, no, you can't use class also. Just we saw, because there are multiple things are available for the class itself. Okay, the multiple elements of the class with the same class name. So you have to really use XPaths to do these kind of complicated websites. Okay, there is no other way of getting around it. Okay, so again, why I showed you guys, like, no, it's pretty, basically it's for this example, to explain to you guys about this example, what is attribute means. Okay, attribute is nothing but sorry, not attribute. At is nothing but it represents attribute of an XML element. Okay, if you want to choose based on an attribute, right, all you have to do is you have to use at, and then you have to give the attribute name and then the value for that one. You can use multiple attributes also. Okay, I haven't gone there yet. Okay, and or pretty much everyone is know about what is and or operation. Okay, so let's do some simple. Let's find if there is an element with multiple attributes. Pretty much. Let's go to our website itself. Okay, yeah, here it is. Okay, so for example, have they used any same? Okay. So if you want to use, there are two attributes here. One is attribute is ID, another attribute called as class. Okay, they have used. Okay, here is a different one. Okay. So what I was looking for is, because for both attributes the value was same. Okay, for here the attribute the values are different. Okay, so if you want to use multiple attributes to select an element, right now all you have to do is, right. don't want to delete this one. Okay, I'll just comment out this code and then okay, and then how you do this? If you want to use multiple ID sections, right? Okay. There is a something called as find. So again // okay. Okay, I'll do that next. Okay, div. There is a way you don't need to give div also. I'll do it in a minute. Okay, just tell you guys how to do that. Okay, so we are going to do multiple attributes. Okay, 2 attributes. Imagine a scenario where they have used multiple class name. Okay, in the previous website, how we saw there are multiple elements that use the same class name, but there are different IDs. Means like no. So you want to conform both. Okay, so both means how you do it is it's very simple. It's exactly at ID equal to what is the ID content looking for? Just type and okay, because usually in our Java programming, right, what you will do is like if you want to compare two elements means like no, you will do AND operation, right? This is what represents AND. Okay. Okay, so this is what this is what represents true, and then this is what represents or operation. Okay, so but in XPath it's just word. You have to type the exact word itself, and it's everything in small caps. Okay, so and then we can give the next attribute what you want to confirm. So next attribute what we want to confirm was the class name. So it's class equal to and do double dash. Thanks. Okay, now we're going to print it out. Yeah, then nothing came out because the reason might be there is nothing inside that thing. Oh yeah, there is nothing inside. That's the reason why nothing came out. Because as I told you guys, like no get text means whatever is displayed to the outside world. Okay, there is nothing here. That's why you don't see any printout here. Okay, so it's just an empty one. Let's go ahead and select something. Does this have something? That also doesn't have anything here. Okay, this has got something. Okay, so to be used by Ajax. Okay, let's do that one. Okay, change it to HTML5. Center. This one. To be used after Ajax section of this one. Okay. Yeah, I should really do the cute. Okay, that's nice. Okay, sorry for that. Okay, so that is how you use multiple elements. Okay, so and you can do OR operation also. If you do OR operations, right, you can give anything you want. As you know, OR operation, you can give anything you want. That element will get selected still, because for OR only one condition is necessary to be true. Okay, that's the reason. Okay, if both the conditions are false, means you won't get any element. It will throw an exception, because there is no such thing as whatever I've typed here. Okay. It will throw an exception. Okay, so it's thrown an exception saying that there is no such this doesn't couldn't find any kind of match for this element. Okay, this type of search. Okay, so let's change this one. Okay, but then if I do this, it will still find the element because it's an OR operation. But if I do AND, yeah, it still found the element. But if you do AND operation, it won't find the element because the reason is both the condition needs to be satisfied, because there is no such element called has, which has got the ID as HTML5 div and the class name as test. So that's why it's failed. Okay, that's the difference between AND and OR operation. Okay. So there are other places where at can be used. So I'll once in the text and content we will see. Now, just one more thing I want to tell you is star. Okay, that's also okay. If any of you came across regular expressions in your previous life or in your day-to-day programming, right? So what is I'm not going to go into deep into regular expressions. So that is to find a string patterns. Okay. So regular expressions used to find string patterns, and highly recommend you guys to go and look into that one, because Java has got a separate topic itself for that one. Okay, it's a bit advanced, but it might be a bit hard for it to get it initially. But once you understood it, it's really again a simple topic. Okay, so the one thing which I have used in my expanse. Okay, the regular expression, that is a star. So that is a common definition for all the regular in Java or C program everywhere. Star means it will match any string pattern you want. Okay, any string pattern. I will put that in a text from you guys and explain to you how it works. Okay, so say for example, now what this means is like, no, I want the XML tag name to be div. Okay, and then under the div it should be like this. Say for example, I really don't care about the tag name. Okay, how you do it is, all you have to do is change this div to star. Okay, what this star will do is like, no, so after slash what is usually expected tag name. Okay, you haven't given any tag, any word, any string here, div or body or anything like that. You have given star means like, no, what it means is like, no, match anything you want. Okay, match anything you want, but once you match all, so all the elements will be matched by star. Under all the elements, whichever element has got ID as HTML5 div, and there is an attribute called as class, and which the value should be test. Okay, get me that element. That's what it means. Okay, so what it means is like, now if you put div here and go here, only this element will be matched. Okay, so for example, if the HTML element body has got the same thing, means like, no, that won't be matched. The body has got the same attribute ID and the class, that won't be matched because you have searched for div. But if you put star means like, no, the body will match body, and if it got these two attributes, right, that will be matched. Okay, I can manipulate it this little bit actually. Okay, that may be a bit useful actually. Let me copy the code. 1 second. I should have done this before itself. Okay, just give me 1 minute. Okay, so let's start. let's open this one. It should open properly. The alignment is a bit screwed up, but we can use it. Okay. The reason why I'm doing this is because I want to manipulate the code a little bit. Okay, so that I can show you guys how this works. Okay, so okay, now let's do that. Okay, so let's start using this one. I'm going to use that one. Okay. Let's run this one and see if we get the same result. But why do div, HTML5 div, yeah, and then the div, present div. And this is the element. What's here? It's in. Oh yeah, here it is. Printed it out. Sorry, I was looking for somewhere here. Okay, yeah, it worked. Okay, that's good. Okay, so let's go ahead and manipulate this one a little bit. Okay, so what I was explaining to you guys was like the star match, right? Okay, so now let's create a copy of this and save it as because I don't want to lose this. Custom script origin. Okay, so we keep it aside. Okay, I'm going to manipulate this one. Okay, what we were doing is we were doing this one. Okay, this element we were doing. Okay, let's go ahead and change this ones to let's create some element called as div. Okay, and its ID is going to be same thing. Okay. Let's say for example tag is input. Okay. There's nothing is displayed. Okay. Where you will end the input. Okay, let's save this one and see if it still works. Yeah, just another input has been added. Okay, so now what should happen is like now, because if you see what is our search criteria is like now, let me change this to below. Okay. Now, so my search criteria is div. Okay, under the div there should be a ID called attribute called as HTML5 div, and then there should be an attribute called as below center. Okay, so if I run this one, I'll change this one to print the tag name. Okay, that will be more useful because it's going to print the tag name. Okay, run this one again. It should be. It should type out div. Okay, because the tag name is div for the selected element. Okay, but if I do star, right, it will give me input. See, the reason is because again all the elements will be matched, but all the element will be matched. For the matching criteria, for the selection criteria, it should be ID should be HTML5 div and below center. Why this div didn't get selected is because the input comes before this div. Okay, that is the only reason why this input got selected first. It will give you the first element where the matches happen. If you just copy this element and paste it before the input, right, the div will get matched. Okay, if I run the same thing again, right, you can see the div will get matched. Okay, and as usual, we saw in the last session, right? If you want to get the both elements, all you have to do is like, no, very simple. Just remove this one. Okay. All you have to do is like, no, you have to change this to find element. Find element is singular. Okay, if you do type S means like, no, find elements means it's plural. It's going to give you multiple elements search. Okay, but it will return a list. It won't because this return type is a single web element. This will return a single web element, but find elements will search will return a collection of web elements. Okay, so you should handle it. Okay, you can't. So how you handle it is simply just store it in the list. Okay. Okay. So this will find you all the matches. Okay. So div1 input. That's the same. So if you copy and paste it, so if you have multiple elements, right, it will give all the elements if you want. Okay. See, there are multiple matches are there, so that's why it's giving you multiple inputs. Okay, so that's how you do the get the multiple elements. Okay, so now I understood you guys. I hope you guys understood what's the difference between what is the meaning of the star. Okay, star means match all the tag names. Okay, all the tag names. That's what it means. Okay, so sometimes you can be a bit cheeky. Okay, so if you do this right. So let's copy this line and then do this. Just comment out this line and then remove the match selection criteria. It's completely okay. So what will happen? This means is like no slash line. I don't care about the where the element is, and then I don't care about the tag name. It means like no all the elements will be matched. Okay, so I'll just before printing out all the elements, right? I'll just print out elements. Okay. If you go and see, right? So there are 39 elements. You can see from the top, right? It will be in order. Okay. If you look at this one, right? This is ours. If you go to the top, right? Let me move this one. Okay, so from the top, okay, this is don't worry about this one. There is a comment. Okay, so top most element is HTML head title link head. Okay, so not head. This is a closing tag. Okay, HTML head title link. If you look at the HTML head title link. Okay, and there are followed by body div p body div p. See, it comes in an order. Okay, always expand, right? It will come in an order from the top to bottom. Okay, so that is how you can manipulate this one however you want. Okay, so if you do just star means like no, what will happen is like no, I just want the root element from the star. Okay. It will do one only HTML. The reason is like no, this is what the slash means like no, it's come from the root element. Okay, from the root element I want all the elements that is matched under the root element. There is only one element under the root element. Okay, when I say the root means like no, it's a topmost thing. Okay, so under the topmost thing, what is the only element available under the HTML? Okay, because head is not under the root element. Okay, just 1 minute guys, and okay, so I'm just getting a call. Yeah, so yeah, okay, so what is the root element here? What is the only element that is available under the root? HTML. So that is the only element will get matched. Okay, so head is not under the root element because head is a child of the root HTML. Okay, So that's a different same thing if you do slash. So you can do anything you want. Okay, you can manipulate it however you want. Okay, you can do, okay, so there is a div called main body, right? So you can do this also. So you can do at id equal to this main body. Okay, and I want under that there is a select called as select type, right? Okay, so let me start again. Also I can do select it. And let's do first select and then we'll change it to, we'll remove the select to id. So start select type. It's an id. Okay. So if I run this one, the content will be all these three. Okay, all the Selenium ID, Selenium Core, Selenium RC, Selenium Grid will be displayed to the. I'm expecting that to be displayed. Okay. No, I'm just doing the tag names, right? Okay, let me just do this. Because I am expecting only one match, okay? I'm just going to comment out this, okay? Okay, and if div that be matched, the div select would be matched, select type, and bottom. Okay, let's decode in here itself. Okay. Okay, if you HTML is because obviously there is something wrong with our XPath. Okay, so how you normally validate your XPath is like, no, that's what I told you guys. You can choose either Firefox or Chrome, whichever you are comfortable with, but stick to one thing. Okay, now let's go ahead and validate this one. Okay, what is XPath I used? Okay, this is XPath I used. Type it. Okay, so it doesn't give any result, so obviously the XPath is wrong. Okay, let's come from the top. Okay, save it for us and first see if this gets a match. This doesn't get a match. The reason why didn't we get a match? Oh, that's called as what that is called. Oh, it's called as class. I gave us an ID. Okay, that's the reason. Okay, that's a mistake. If any of you notice it, just pat yourself on the back. Okay. See. Okay. Now I got all the results. Okay? That's how. I mean, because once I immediately saw like no, so that is the best way to. Yeah, this is a good lesson actually. Okay. So, for example, when you type in XPath, right, it directly, that's what you will do. You are not going to see once you get an experience, right. Once you are well comfortable with XPath, right, you won't go and evaluate everything. Okay, first you will type it here, and then you will run it. It will fail. Obviously, it will fail. Then you will copy your XPath and then paste it in the browser, whichever browser you want, and paste it here. Obviously, this won't work. So how you do usually validate this? First you want there are two selection here. One, this is first part and this is the second part. Okay, so obviously the second part you want to narrow it down. Okay, so how you do it is like you have to come from the top. Okay, first you want to make sure that this part is correct. Okay, so how you do is you just remove the second part and see if the first part works. Okay, so if the first part works means like no, everything's wrong, everything's correct in the first part, so you have to work on the second part. Now the first part itself didn't work, okay, so there is something wrong in the first part itself. So immediately I looked at the element which I wanted to find. This is the element which I wanted to find, and I saw the attribute name was wrong, okay, because attribute name, the main body is available under class, and I was looking under ID, okay. That's different. So that's the change I did, and then it picked up all the elements for me, okay. Now you can change this to select to star as well. It will work exactly the same way, because see, the reason is like that because under star anything can be matched, but the rule is the matched element should be a child of like not an immediate child, somewhere in the grand line, right? It should be a child of this element. Okay, that's it. So if you want to remove changes to into a absolute path means, so you have to go like this, okay. So under div there is an element called as p. Under p there is an element called as star, okay. You can do the star, it will work. See? So that's how you change. That is the difference between the relative and the absolute path, okay. So and then if you want to go for options means like no, so you can do that also. You can remove this, you can do that with tab, okay. How you want to select this? There is attribute called as value, okay. So you do value, and what is the attribute value is called as Selenium space ID, okay. To do this, why it is not fitting? Oh yeah, Selenium ID is got printed out for you, okay. So if you want to change this into relative path, how you do this? What is our absolute path? So it should be p. Under p there is an element called as select. Under select the option is there, okay. So if you do this right, it will throw in error, because the reason is under p there is no such element called as there is no such element which has got value as Selenium ID, okay. Because the reason is, look at this, right? Under p, is there any element under p, is there any direct element with an attribute called value, and then with the value as Selenium IDE? So what are the elements available directly under p? This select is available, and this input is available. Both doesn't have an attribute called as value, okay. So because it is available under select, it is available under the select, okay. If you do select it, now it will work, okay. Because under p, under select, I want an element called as option, sorry, I want an element which has got attribute called value, and then the value should be Selenium IDE, okay. So there is no research itself. Oh no, I again through another white one, select. Select slash. Oh yeah, I missed a star. Yeah, you need to give the tag name. You can't. Tag name is a mandatory element. Okay, you can't have a selection criteria without the tag name. Okay, because either it should be a tag name or else you should give a star so that any tag name can be matched. Okay, so that was a mistake. That's why this error. Okay. Selenium ID. Okay. That's how it is. Okay, and now let's go with the other option. I'm sorry guys, I think this got buried under the a lot of my passwords and everything will be there in this one if I go and select everything. Okay, I know what we have to see next. Okay, let's go. Okay, next what we're going to see is like it's called contains. Okay, there are only one. I mean, I'm going to Okay, first I'm going to give you only three functions which are available, main three functions which is available for you in the XPath for you guys. Okay, so first let us look at the text. There is a function called as text. Okay, so say for example you want to base your search based on the text itself. Okay. Okay, say for example you want to search based on this one. Okay, you don't know what element or anything about the element. You just know that what's going to be what is going to be shown to the user in the screen. Okay, so for example Selenium beginner's guide, you want to select based on this one. Means like, no, how you do it is it's based on the text. Okay, so it's exactly the same way. Okay, now let's do the same thing. Element start. Okay, slash left. So what's it called this? Do selection criteria. Okay, now all I have to do is like, no, just do this equal to, in the place of the attribute whatever we saw till now, right? You just need to call a function called as text. Okay, this will get a match for you guys. Okay, let's get the tag name. Let's change this to star and see what's the tag name process. Title. The tag name is called as title. Okay. Oh yeah. Oh, that's a good one. Okay. See, there are two texts called as Selenium beginners guide. Exact same guide. Okay. As I told you guys, it will do the match based on the first match. Okay. So the first match where it hit is title. Okay. That is the reason why it happens is because I placed the star. If I place div, right, it will come as the second hit. Okay. See that it comes as div, but if I change this to something called input, right, I will throw an exception, because the reason is like, no, there is no such element. There are elements called input, but the input doesn't have any text displayed as Selenium beginner's guide. Okay, so if I run the same thing again, it will throw an exception. Okay, because there is no such element. Okay, so that's all. If you put start, title will get matched because that's the first match. If you from the top level, that is the first match. But if you give the tag name whichever you want to select, it will do the tag name whichever you are selecting. Okay, so the main thing to see is like, no, this text, right? This text function, right? The text function represents the content which is being displayed to the user. Okay, so if you know the absolute element or absolute content, okay, this is going to be the exact text content. Means like, no, you can use this way. But if you know only the partial content of the text element which is going to be displayed to the outside world, right, you can do it like this. The same thing. It will give you the exact same result. Oh yeah, sorry, I didn't close the back. There's something wrong. So let's see. Let's evaluate this. Yeah, I know the problem. So the bracket is closing bracket should be inside this bracket. I'll explain to you guys. Don't worry. Okay. So that's the first match. Okay, because I given start. Okay. Now, so what I'm basically saying is like, no, there is a function called as contains. Okay, in the XPath, it is a built-in XPath function. Okay, so what I'm passing the two elements in the contains is like, no, I'm passing a I mean, I'm just basically passing the text of all the elements. Okay, basically passing the text of the element, which is text of the text content which is being displayed to the outside screen. Okay, to the user. Okay, and that text content should contains means it should have only partially also is enough. Okay, so if I remove the, for example, if I remove the Selenium bit, right, it will still work because the content should have the text which is being displayed to the outside world, right, out to the user, should have this partial string. Okay, this beginner's guide. That's it. That's fine. Okay, so again, if I go ahead and open this one and say, for example, if I do Selenium, right. Let's manipulate this a little bit. Okay. So what I'm basically saying is like, now I'm basically asking it to find all the elements, because earlier it used to only give me first element because I was asking it to search for only one element. Okay, now I'm asking it to search for all the elements that has got a text. The text contains this beginner guide. Okay, so let's type out the how many results has been matched. Okay, since I would expect 2 for this. The reason is because there is 2 elements which has got the text with the beginner's guide. Okay, see, let's do. So for example, if I do Selenium, it's like there are multiple elements which has got Selenium word in it. Okay, so if I change this to beginner's guide to Selenium, result is 7. Okay, you can hand count it. Okay, so I think I can do set. Okay, so how many places? 1, this is not the element. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's one more place. Oh yeah, 7 here, P. Okay, so this is outside world content. Look at this, right? If you install here, yeah, this is the outside world content. Okay, so there are 7 elements available, so that's why you're getting 7 elements here. Okay, this is Selenium. So when you will use this contains function is, right, if you don't know what is the exact content of the text you are searching for, right, at the time you have to use contains. Okay, that is the thing. Okay, the contains, and there is one more function. It's a silly function. One more function called as starts with as well. I think it's going to start with. That's it. Starts with. If I run this one, name itself will tell you what it starts with means. Starts with means it should have the text content which is displayed outside to the outside world. Right? That should start with the word called as Selenium. Okay. Just one small thing. I'm not sure about the starts with. Is there a new element starts with Selenium? Selenium. Yeah, I'm not sure about the. Just one second. Let me confirm. Hyphen bit. Okay, yeah, that's what I wasn't sure. See, there are 6. The reason why 6 is because no, the Qt is not working because because I'm opening from locally, right? I think there is some exception is being thrown. Okay, just do a small manipulation. You guys should understand this what I'm doing now. Okay, don't worry. Okay, so what this is nothing related to the UI. Okay, what I've done here is like now Okay, so obviously there is some exception is being thrown at the runtime. Okay, when I'm doing this code somewhere after this, so that is the reason this line of code is not getting executed. Okay, it is failing the here itself. But when I want to execute this code, what I'm doing it is like in the try I'm put the try catch block. So whenever an exception is thrown somewhere here in second, it will be caught here. I won't do anything, and then it will carry on the execution as usual from here. Okay, so if I run this one again. What the hell? Oh, sorry. Oh, there could be a reason that because it could. Yeah, I know. Hang on. It was all the. This is a program manager. I need this here as well. Okay, turn over. Okay, so that's what basically I'm doing. Okay, if an exception is even if an exception is thrown here, it will be handled here, and then it will carry on the operation as it is, so that this driver.qt, right, it will always get executed. Okay, because in the previous time what has happened is like now if any exception thrown here at some point, right, the function will end here itself. It will go to the outside function. Okay, so that is the reason why it wasn't working. This line of code was not getting executed. Okay, so let's get back to the automation. Okay, so that's what the starts with. Okay, the reason why the contents gave 7 and then starts it give only 6 is it's pretty simple. The reason is because I think this P, right, this element doesn't start with Selenium. All the other things, right, it starts with Selenium, Selenium. Okay, but that doesn't start with Selenium, so that's why you don't have contents will yield in 7, result 7, and then the starts will yield in 6. Okay, basically the main important thing what you will use is like that at attribute what we saw, right, that you will use a lot. Okay, and then the text attribute what we saw right now that you will use a lot. Okay, this is the main thing. Okay, the contents and then the starts with those are all like additional functions what I've used. Okay, sometimes it will come in handy to use, so you should know it. There is a website. Okay, once the session is done, right, I will ping you guys one XPath, the one website to really go deep into the XPath. I mean, not deep actually. Whatever they have highlighted whatever XPath we use it for UI automation dot whatever we have seen, right now most of the things will be covered there. Okay, just go through it and then try. There are some examples given there as well. Okay, try to work out those examples as well. Okay, it will be very handy for you guys. Okay, so that's all to it XPath. Okay, so I went a bit fast with the starts and content. The reason is because it's pretty simple, easy to understand as well, and once you practice it, you will get hold of it very easily. Okay, now I want to do one more thing. Okay, select. Okay, so in here, right, all the let's go to the pretty format. Okay, so in here all the elements, right, all the elements can be handled in the same way. When I say all the elements, this is the button, this is the label, this is the input text box, this is a link, everything can be handled in the same way. Okay, but this drop down and then the radio button alone is a bit different to operate on it. Okay, so you have to do it in a bit of a different way if you want to select say for example we haven't seen a click or anything like that, but if you want to handle the drop down, right, there is a bit of a different way to do it. Okay, so I'm just going to see I'm just going to create one more class. I'm just going to call this select. Okay, it's called the select. Okay, Okay. To find this element, right? It is as normal as this one. Okay. So how do you find that element? Let's do the inspect. So select this element. Okay. So that is the select element. Okay. There are multiple options are there, but this element represents that one. Okay. So let's go ahead and do with an XPath itself. Okay. So get the element, go to dot, find the element, dot, XPath. And the ID is going to be selected. Okay. So the attribute is going to be selected. Okay. So you can do slash star selection criteria at inside this selected. Okay. Let's confirm whether it worked. Okay. Okay. See now, right now, if it once it opens, right, it closes now because of this try catch mode. Okay. Let's because of the okay. So this has worked. The web elements selection has worked. Let's go ahead and do this one. Okay. Now there is a class called as select. Okay, specially written in Selenium to handle the drop downs. Okay, it's really simple. Okay, you have to do the class. You have to create an object for that class. Okay, so it's called select. Okay, let's call it as simply here. Okay, select, and you have to give an input of the web element what you have selected. Okay, that web element should be of type of drop down. Okay, you can't give say for example you have searched and found a web element called as button. Okay, but if you try to create an object for select, right, use and give this as this button as input, right, it will fail. You should only give the drop down as an input for the object. Okay, so what I mean is right now I'm giving an element as an input for the select object. Okay, and of the what is residing inside that element is it is a drop down. Okay, because this search type, right, this will yield in a drop down. Okay, but say for example, okay, let's simply do this one. Okay, yeah, I'm not printing anything right now. Okay, so if I do if you do dot, right, so get options means it's a normal thing. Okay, what are all the options available for you? Okay, so okay, right, this one. Okay, so it has printed you something. Okay, don't worry about it, but it has printed something for you. Okay, but if you say for example the selection criteria is in the text box. Okay, let's call this type ID full store input. Okay, see, nothing has happened for you here. Okay, sorry, I thought it will. Oh yeah, I'm handling. Oh yeah. No. Because I have handled the exception, that's why it's not printing anything. Okay, there might be an exception being thrown. See this selection, right? It didn't work. Okay, so what it's trying to say is like in the it's saying that in the 19th line there is an error. Okay, what happened in the 19th line is right. You are trying to create an object for select with an element of type of input. Okay, don't think of input of a type which is not a drop down. Okay, you're trying to create an object for the select which is specifically created to handle the drop downs, but you are giving that input element as which is of not of type drop down. Okay, so that's what it means. Okay, that is why. Okay, so the select was right created by the Selenium guys, specifically designed to handle the drop downs itself. Okay, so inside the select, right, what are all the normal operations are available for you in a drop down? you can click this and see you can see all the options. You can select a different option you want, right? So all the operations are available in the select object for you guys. Okay, so for example, if you want to select the second element, okay, all you have to do is like SEL dot select the index. So for example, I'm doing 3. Let's refresh this page. And what is the default option? Selenium ID is the default option, and the third is the RC. Okay, I'm just going to disable the script for a moment so that you can see it has selected the correct element. Okay, put a breakpoint also. Yes. Oh, sorry, I didn't change this one. What was the ID for this one was? Because the reason why it's still failing is like now because I remember I changed this to input. I just need to change it back to the. Okay, so there is our website. Okay, so Selenium ID is there, nothing has been changed. Okay, if I execute this line, right? Okay, you see this, right? Selenium grid has been selected. Okay, so I think it starts from 0 1 2 3. Okay, so that's how you do it. Okay, and then if I do 1, obviously if I run it again, disable this. Stop it. It should yield in I assume Selenium core. Okay, see, Selenium core has been selected. Okay, that's how you do it. Okay, what are the other only thing what you possibly you will do is like you want to know what are the options are available. Say for example, if you need to assert that bit, you need to verify that means like just get options is there. Okay, so that will decide again, that will give you the list of web elements. Okay, so how we do it in the how we have done in the past, right? That's exactly the same way you have to do it. Okay, so you have to get all the elements. I mean, because in the Selenium, right, everything, there is no text content. Okay, everything is represented element. This also is represented element. The reason is right now, if you look at this actual source code, right, for you it may be single element. Okay, so for you it may look like a single element, but under this element there is 4 more elements are there. Okay, that's how it has been designed. Okay, this is the select element what you have been using. Under that there are 4 more sub elements. Okay, that is the reason why when you do options also, like get all the options for you, it won't return you text content, it will give you four web elements. Okay, so if you in our source code, so I am under the selected web element, I am asking for give me all the options. Okay, so if I do this, right, and then one more thing, okay, if I run this, will get 4, and then I will get all the options displayed. Okay, so this will yield in 4. So what has happened is like this selected, right, this get options has given me all the options are available under the select element. Okay, and it has been stored under the collection of web elements, which is list of type list. Okay, and the variable name is elements. Okay, and how many, if I do elements dot set, how many elements are there available under the options is 4. Okay, under the select is 4, and then I am displaying all the content of that each individual element. Okay, each individual element is okay. The first content is Selenium ID. Okay, so where is the source code? So the first content is Selenium ID, second is Selenium core, Selenium RC, Selenium grade. Okay, under the select, these are the only 2 things you will use. Okay, one is select is get options, another is the select select element. Okay, so here is select by index. These are the only two things you will use. Okay, there are other things are also available for you guys. Okay, select by index, deselect all. When you want to go back to the original state, is that's like that. If there is multiple options or else it's a single option. There are a lot of other. You can select by the value also. You don't need to do index. Okay, if you don't know where the index is, but if you know the content of it means like, you can give the content itself. Okay, Selenium space RC and select that one. Those kind of variable options are available for you. Okay, you can investigate it a little bit. Okay, so we have done the XPath and we have done the select. Okay, and then already it's 9:30. Okay, so yeah, we have covered the XPath. Okay, so what I'm going to do is like, no, I'm going to give a link. Once I done session, I will dig out the link and then I will give you guys the link. Okay, if you read a bit deep into that, there are some examples, will be given examples, and then live demo also will be there, so that you can understand the XPath very more clearly. Okay, and again, I am stressing this enough. Okay, please practice it. Okay, and then you can practice the select element also. It's pretty simple. Okay, if you can't find any website, can't find out any website with select element, you can use this website itself. Okay, this test website itself. I'll post that link. I have already posted that link, I think. Okay, for that one, I'm having a bit of trouble in uploading the session. That's why I haven't pinged you guys the YouTube. Okay, once I got the started, right, I will upload the session and then give it to you guys. Okay, and again the same thing. I will post the link in the Skype chat itself. Okay. Okay, guys. Okay, yeah, that's it. Okay, I will speak to you guys again on Monday. Okay.
Okay.
Bye,
Bye.
guys.